T-Ray the Violinist. We're so excited you're able to join us once again. Thank you to all of you for coming to our fourth virtual guest chef night. I'm seeing some familiar names, and to those of you who this is not your first time, thank you for coming to support again. And to those of you who are first-time supporters, thank you for joining in this experiment with us. So my name is Michelle. I'm the development director here at Liberties. And I know y'all are excited to start cooking with Chef Serigne. But before I hand it over to him to start the show, I want to be sure to thank our partner in the food access work that we do. And the reason that all of you have grocery boxes tonight, Top Box Foods. So with that, let me hand it over to Lauren Reyes, who's the Director of Development for Top Box.
Thank you so much, Michelle, and many thanks to the whole Liberties Kitchen family. We're so happy to be here. As Michelle said, I am the Director of Development at Top Box Foods Louisiana. And just a little bit about our organization. We are committed to making fresh and healthy food affordable and accessible for everyone, most especially community members experiencing food insecurity. In 2013, we established the Making Groceries program, offering grocery boxes filled with fruits, vegetables, meat, seafood, poultry, all at up to 40% lower than retail. We also accept EBT. And at the start of the pandemic, we started delivering groceries directly to people's homes, and since then have delivered more than 21,000 boxes to 5,700 families all throughout the city, including Liberties Kitchen participants. All that to say that we couldn't do this without Liberties Kitchen, and in supporting them, you're also supporting equal access to healthy food, and we at Top Box Foods appreciate everyone who is here tonight. So with that, enjoy creating this feast with Chef Serigne, and I'll hand it over back to Michelle.
Thank you, Lauren. So it is my pleasure to introduce all to who you'll be meeting, cooking, and sipping with this evening. So first, I'd like to introduce Gioia Barconi, Liberties Kitchen graduate and now cafe staff member. So Gioia will be moderating this evening's dinner and will convey any questions that come up in the Zoom chat box. So if you'll look at the bottom of your screen, there's a chat feature in which you can type your questions. So if chef is moving too quickly, you forgot an ingredient or don't know where it goes, just type it in. Gioia will take care of you. So thank you, Gioia, for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yes. So some of you may be enjoying a glass of wine selected by Bonne Cuve Wine Tours. So Bonne Cuve is the brainchild of Dr. Harsha Chacko. Can you wave, Harsha? Formerly of UNO, and Marie Capuchin. So they started Bonne Cuve in 2018 over a shared interest in wine education and travel. So prior to March, they traveled around the world with small travel groups who wanted to learn more about wine. But like us, they've shifted their in-person events to Zoom. And in fact, their next class is on Syrahs, and it is next Thursday, the 29th. And I understand there's still tickets available, so folks can sign up at bonnecuve.com. So Mary will type that in the chat box so you can grab that link. So Harsha and Marie generously donated a wine tasting class to our live auction at last year's Come Grow With Us annual gala. And you'll hear more from Harsha later on this evening about why he selected this specific wine and where it comes from and why it pairs so well with this Yassa Poulet. So thank you both for being here with us and sharing your expertise. So finally, I would like to introduce Chef Serigne Mbaye. So Chef Serigne's professional and educational pursuits, you come on in, have led him to Senegal, New England, New York, Commander's Palace, right here in New Orleans, and in San Francisco, and probably some points in between, right? Yep. Yeah, so he'll tell us about that. And currently, he is popping up at the Southern Food and Beverage Museum on O.C. Haley in Central City, and he's there every Saturday afternoon. And his website, you'll want to write this down, is Dakar-nola, D-A-K-A-R NOLA.com, where you can learn more about how to order food for pickup. So I'm finished talking. I'm gonna hand it over to Chef Serigne. And with that, let's start cooking. Thanks, everyone.
Hello, everyone. How you guys doing? I can't see all you guys, but if you can see me, just wave your hand. Wave your hand. Give yourself a little dance. Be grateful for that fact that so much going on in this world today, and we are able to be here and cook some Senegalese food. We're going to be making today yassa. Yassa is a dish originally from south part of Senegal. It's pretty much a caramelized onion sauce. Onions is something that is growing in Senegal very naturally. And people in the countryside would use onion and use meat to make the dish. People in the city, they're around the coast, they use fish or whatever seafood they have to create this dish. So now I'm going to show guys the ingredients. I'm going to try to move fast at the beginning, so because the onions need to start cooking very early on. And as the onion goes on, you can have a conversation about, you can ask me anything and I will answer. So meanwhile, I'm going to show you guys. So you should pretty have your onions already cut in half. You should have been done this here, onions. Your sweet potatoes and your potatoes should have been cleaned and put it in the water so it won't oxidize. So you just put it in the water so it won't oxidize, right?
Can you tell them it's okay if it's not?
Yes, it's fine if it's not in the water. Don't freak out. It's fine. It's okay. So here with the chicken marinade that I did earlier, which is the thyme and oregano. Thyme and rosemary. Sorry. And here's my peppers that I have been just cut in half. And you see, there's no thing in it, no peppers, no the seeds in it. And then we have salt, the green onions. I just cut them in half, just put them in the water. And then here's the lemons, 5 lemons. And then pepper, a little bit of cayenne pepper, because we was gonna use habaneros, but we don't have no habaneros. And with that, that's what it is. So now, real quick, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna drain this water of the sweet potatoes, and I'm gonna cut them small dices, put them in a bowl, marinate it, and then we're gonna throw those in the oven. Meanwhile, we'll go into the next projects. Yeah, so what you need for this project, so get 2 containers, whatever you have, whether a bowl that you could cut and then put it in your vegetables in a bowl, and then we're gonna season it, just a little bit of salt, pepper, any spice that you have around the house will be completely fine. And then we're gonna add a little bit of Dijon mustard just to give that little bit of mustardy flavor. I'm gonna drain this water in just 1 second. So now, vegetables, here we go. I'm just gonna cut them literally by inch.
About an inch?
About an inch, I'll say, And then these vegetables, based on your knife skills, cut it whatever it makes you comfortable. What's the most important thing is cutting it even cuts, because if you don't cut it even, because what happens is when you cook it, some gonna cook, some's not gonna cook. So what's more important thing, it doesn't matter how you cut it, just cut it even cuts. That's more important. That's the most important thing here. For me, just cut it. This is what I'm looking for. If you want to cut them smaller, it will cook faster. If you cut them larger, it will cook longer. So, just nice cut. If I'm moving too fast, please speak up because,
And Chef, while you're preparing your potatoes, do you mind telling us a little bit about the dish that you're preparing and what it means to you? Like, is it something you grew up eating?
Yassa is a dish that I definitely grew up eating. So I grew up in Senegal. That's where I spent most of my childhood. And this dish yassa is something that I grew up eating a lot. Based on if I'm in the countryside, if I'm in the countryside, like I said earlier, we have this dish with some sort of meat. If I'm in the city, I'll have this dish with some sort of seafood. So I grew up eating this dish. I won't say my favorite, but it's definitely one of my favorite dish that I grew up eating. So now I'm cutting the potatoes, and 1 more sweet potatoes. I know the box said with maybe 3 sweet potatoes and 3 regular potatoes. We might not need them all. If you have a big family, you could cut all the vegetables. But if it's just family of 2, I recommend just do 1 or 2 vegetables. Whatever looks good. You know, it depends how much can you eat. So now the vegetables are all cut up. You guys can see it's all cut up, right? Now I'm gonna season it. So when you season, it's very important to season high, and that way the season will go evenly. So a little bit of salt, toast your bowl while you season it. Your dry herbs, whatever you have around your house. But for me, we have the same season that we use for chicken, which is the thyme and the rosemary. If you ran out, just a little bit of salt and pepper is definitely fine. And then a little bit of thyme, the chopped thyme and thing. With a nice toast. And then we're gonna add the Dijon mustard. I'm pretty sure you guys should have some laying around. A little bit of Dijon mustard. And touch a bit of oil. Boom. I'll say about 2 tablespoons of oil. I'll say about a tablespoon of oil. Give it a nice massage. Look at that, it's beautiful. I can smell the aroma. And now we're gonna add that into a baking pan. So grab a baking pan. If you don't have a baking pan, you can use a saute pan, whatever's easier.
Can you use a cast iron?
Cast iron will definitely work too. So now I'm gonna go put this in put a little bit more oil in the pan.
And Chef, what is a good substitute for people who may not have Dijon mustard on hand?
If you don't have it, because the Dijon mustard is actually, they should have it because the Yassa is all based on the Dijon mustard. So everyone should have the Dijon mustard. Yeah, that's the purpose of this dish. So now I'm gonna go to the oven. So your oven, the oven should be preheated. The oven should be preheated to 350 degrees. So if you don't have your oven preheated, I should just quickly run and get your oven on. I'm gonna put those in the oven until they actually cook. So every 10 minutes, I'll just keep checking them to make sure that it's cooked. Huh? So yeah, so if you have any question about if your vegetables is not cooked yet, feel free to ask questions in the question box, and we'll definitely get it to you. Now we're gonna chop the onions. So the onions.
I'm sorry, before you move on, Chef, we have a question about the olive oil.
Don't use olive oil. Don't use olive oil because olive oil is a finishing oil that doesn't have high cooking content. So, because the olive oil will definitely burn. So use any oil that you have. Coconut oil is fine. Canola oil, soybean oil, just olive oil. Just if you want to use olive oil, you can wait towards the end and just toast it with the olive oil.
Okay.
So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna chop up our onions. The French like to call it julienne. That's what they call it. So get your fingers tucked in, and if you go like this, you're gonna cut your fingers. So you tuck in your fingers, and then you just slide down. You will never cut yourself when you do this. So I'm gonna cut one really slowly, and I'm gonna run faster than other ones. Okay? You guys ready? So slow, slow, slow. And then again, if it's a small family, you don't have to cut all these onions. But if you bought a box and you cook for 4 people, you should cut all these onions. If you're cooking it just for 2 people, maybe 2 onions is fine. And it's great for leftovers. So again, I'm gonna do one more demonstration. Slicing small. Again, when you're slicing these onions, don't be so afraid of the fact that you're not cutting it as small as I'm cutting it. What's important is that you're cutting it even cuts. That's the most important thing. So now I'm gonna cut real fast. This is now.
Just as a recap, everyone should have their potatoes cut and seasoned and in the oven for 350, correct?
Correct.
Yes, we put the potatoes in the oven right now at 350. I'm sorry, I'm talking to the people in the chat, Chef.
So for 2 people, honestly, for 2 people, the onions, you could just chop up literally 1.5 onions for 2 people. You know?
It's a pretty oniony dish.
It's very oniony dish. Onions is what makes the dish. You know? But for me, I'm gonna cook them all, give other people a chance to catch up.
And I'm sorry, Chef, I don't think we asked either. The potatoes in the oven for 350 for how long?
I'm gonna cook it for about 15 to 20 minutes. It depends. But you gotta, after, I would say every 10 minutes, just go in your oven and then check your vegetables every 10 minutes. I would suggest. Now, we are done with the onions. Voila. Onions are done. And now we're gonna go to the stove and then we're gonna get our pan hot. Meanwhile, we're gonna come back and cut the peppers. So.
You want to tell them to get a medium saucepan?
Yes, I'm gonna show you. So get a pan. What I got here is a nice saute pan because the class is a short time, and if you get a larger pan, your onions will caramelize much faster. If you get a smaller pan, it will cook, but it's going to take much longer.
Can you hold up the pan?
So here's a pan that I got. You know, it's a pretty large saute pan.
With what kind of oil?
I'm using canola oil. I'm using canola oil, and I have about like a half a tablespoon of oil.
And maybe pause right here.
And then I might add a little bit more oil towards the end of the cooking. So it's always good to have extra. Then, you know, that's why I always add a little bit more what the recipe says. And recipe, again, is a guideline. It is not a, you know, it's a guideline. So that's that. So meanwhile, the oil is getting hot. I'm gonna let the oil get real hot and smoky. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna sear our chicken. And you should have a pan ready for when your chicken is seared, ready to go. You put it in the pan, and then we're gonna finish it in the oven until it's cooked, and then we're gonna add it back later on to the pot with the onions. Now we're gonna cut the peppers for garnish. We'll come back here.
Do you want to tell people to grab the chicken?
Huh?
Do you want to tell people to grab the chicken out of the fridge?
Yep, so the chicken, my chicken, so grab your chicken out of the fridge and let it room temp for a little bit. So I got my chicken marinated already. It should be looking like something like that. It's already marinated. So I'm gonna let it sit here for a couple of seconds. Meanwhile, I get my oil hot.
And the onions just stay there, right?
And onions is here right now. So now we're gonna do the yellow peppers.
Can you go over what the onions are for again one more time, Chef? Are we sauteing the onions and then putting them on the chicken, or how?
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna sear the chicken.
Okay.
We're gonna sear the chicken, take out the chicken, and add the onions into the same pan. That's what's gonna be done. But your onions, just cut it and have it on the side. You know, don't panic. I got your back. We're not gonna go nowhere. So here's the yellow peppers. I'm just gonna cut them the same way that I cut the right onions. So julienne, nice julienne the peppers. And again, if you're cooking for 2 people, you could just do half the onions, half of the peppers. But I'm gonna do them all. And then I hope that you guys are cooking the rice already. If you're not cooking your rice yet, please speak up, and so we can give you some tips. What can you do to get your rice cooking? So your rice should have been cooked and ready to rock.
Yeah, that was on the ingredient list.
And that should have been on the ingredient list already. So now peppers, yellow's done. I'm moving on to the green peppers. And let me know if I'm moving fast, because I know that I am moving quite.
I think for everyone to know.
A little fast.
Goes over everything again.
Yeah.
Like the onions are still.
Exactly.
Not easy. Pan is still heated.
So now, so far,
To review.
my pan, at this moment right now, your vegetables should be in the oven, seasoned in the oven, 350 degrees. You're gonna check them every 10 minutes. And then your pan should be on the stove, getting hot. ready for the chicken to be seared. And your onions should have been chopped already julienne. And you should be on your peppers as of right now. So peppers almost done. I'm gonna look over real quick in my pot if it's hot or not. Yep, so. Grab your chicken. Let's go. So, it's hot, so you gotta be very, very extra careful and make sure that you don't burn yourself. Have a tweezers or tongs or something. And then when you want to lay the chicken out opposite direction, so when you flash, it flashes that way, not towards you. So flash this way, bend your pan, flash this way. Whoa! Don't get afraid, don't be scared. And the reason why it's getting like a little bit of fire is that water and oil will mix together. That's why that little, see that little bit of fire. But boom. And then the fire is going to stop. Within a couple seconds, the fire is going to go down. As you see it, it's reducing. Oh. And you can see automatically, it started getting brown really quick. And that's what you want. That's what you want to do. And now we have our pan. That's going to go in the oven, right next to the chicken, ready to rock. And make sure you have a towel nearby. I always have towel near my apron. Yeah, cook it both sides. I'm cooking it both sides. And look, I'm flipping it now. Okay?
And Chef, would it be a good time to kind of check the potatoes if we have potatoes?
Okay. Now the chicken, I'm flipping the chicken, nice and golden brown. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Nice and golden brown. And I'm gonna head over and get my onions. You can stay 1 second. You can watch the chicken cook.
Chef, real quick, what's your secret for perfect rice?
What's your secret for perfect rice?
Huh?
What's your secret for perfect rice?
What is the what? What's the question?
What is your secret for perfect rice?
Oh, what is my secret for perfect rice? Whoa. My secret for perfect rice is you just cook it. Like oftentimes, everywhere I eat rice is always overcooked. A lot of people do like 1 cup of rice, 2 cups of water. I would do 1 cup of rice and 1.5 cup of water. So, guys, so now I'm adding onions into the pot. Into the same pan. All the onions. All onions going in. Alright? And then the chicken, I'm going to add just a touch a bit of water into the chicken before I put it in the oven, so in that way it doesn't get dry out.
So it's about how much water?
I would say about like about a half a cup of water. Half a cup of water.
Pour over?
Yeah, 1 second. Oop. So you see, I add a little bit of water. No more extra seasoning. I don't need it. You know. 1 second. Oh. Your onion, real quick. Okay, you can use a spoon and try to mix the onions. But for me, I'm just gonna toss it in one. And make sure you have a towel. This pan is really hot. You know? And then do another.
Dip in another? Can you say what you did?
So basically, I took out the chicken from the pan, and then I added a little bit of water, put the chicken in the oven, use the same pan and add my white onions that I just chopped. Now I'm gonna give it
Can you remind people they can use a spoon? They don't have to do that?
Yeah, so you don't have to do what I'm doing. Make sure you have a spoon and a towel so you can grab the saute pan, and then you can just move it around with the spoon.
No seasoning in the onion.
And the onion so far is no seasoning, but I'm gonna add seasoning into the onions right now.
After the chicken is seared, do we need to add water to the pan?
Now,
So what did you grab?
so now I got salt. Again, season real high. Just 2 sprinkles of salt.
Yeah, just mix a little
Do you add anything to the pan after the chicken has been seasoned?
No, I didn't add anything to the pan. I just added the onions. Now I just add salt, and then I got a little bit of black pepper.
No, I'm sorry. The pan that it's in after you sear it. Is there like oil or water in the pan after you sear it? Like once you removed it from the heat?
It's the oil.
It's actually the oil. It's the same pan. I seared the chicken inside the pan, took out the chicken, and then I just add the onions in the same pan.
The pan that you took out the chicken and put in, is there something in there?
The pan that I put the chicken in, and nothing in it. It was just straight. It was just a pan. I just add a little bit of water into it, and that's it.
Okay.
That's the water.
The water.
The water in the pan after you put it in the pan to cook.
And now I added salt and pepper into the pan. We're gonna add a little bit of cayenne pepper. Do you have
Maybe slow down a minute. So, can you read that question and answer?
Oh, okay. Chicken and onion. You add onions to the chicken and the water. Yes. So what you want to do is get your pan when you take it out, and you add your chicken inside the pan that's gonna go in the oven. Just touch a bit of water, and then put it in the oven, and that's it. And that same pan, that same saute pan that you was cooking your chicken in, that's where you add your onions into that pan. And now I'm going to add a little bit of cayenne pepper inside of the pan.
So can you go over again what's in the onions?
So far what's in the onions is just salt, pepper, and cayenne pepper. Simple. If you don't have cayenne pepper, it's fine. You can use any other dry herbs that you like, that you have laying around. You can add it to it. So at this point, okay, cool.
Is this a good time?
That's it, yeah. Okay. So at this point, what I'm going to do is lower the heat a little bit, and then every 2 minutes, I'm going to keep stirring the pot. Every 2 minutes, I'm going to keep stirring the pot. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to have Harsha are going to talk about the wine. All right. See you guys in a bit.
Hi, everybody. My name is Harsha Chacko, and I am a partner in Bonne Cuve wine tours. And so I was asked to select the wine for today. So the wine that I selected is from Alsace in France, and it's a very cool climate region. It's on the border of France and Germany, and it's a difficult grape to pronounce. It's called Gewürztraminer. Can you go ahead and put the slide up? So I'm just going to show you the map. So on the map, you can see where this wine comes from. And it's basically at the left-hand corner, you see the map of France, and a little red part with a square over it. So that's the border of France and Germany, and that's where Alsace is. It's a long, thin region where you see it in green. It's very close to Strasbourg, which is a big city in France. And it's like a 150-mile drive from Strasbourg to Mulhouse in the south. So in 150 miles, you've got 150 wineries actually located there. And because it's cool climate, they produce mostly white wines. And the name of the grape is Gewürztraminer, which translates to spicy grape. Usually you find it's so unusual because in this cool climate area that's not connected to any part of the tropics, you usually get aromas of tropical fruit like lychee and pineapple, sometimes apricot. And it also comes with a hint of sweetness because this grape tends to be a little sweet after fermentation. And I chose this wine because of the onions. You see that onions are sweet, and when you cook it and caramelize it, the reason why onions turn brown is because it's got sugar in it, and it caramelizes that. So, and then the spices, like if you added cayenne pepper, which gives a certain amount of heat, the sweetness sort of offsets that. It's also got some acid to go with the acids and the peppers that you're going to use. So I believe that this wine, it's a beautiful wine. I don't know if you all managed to get it, but it's a really golden yellow color. And it's got fantastic aromas and a fantastic taste that will go really well with this chicken dish. So a little bit about Bonne Cuve. Marie Capuchin and I, who is also actually cooking today, she might be very busy in the kitchen, started this company in 2018. We are both former employees of the University of New Orleans. I taught at UNO for 33 years and I started the wine program there. And both of us have taken students to France, 5 years. Marie has done it for 25 years. And so we decided to form a company after we retired, taking people out to trips to different wine regions. Unfortunately, we can't travel anymore, but we do our wine tastings on Zoom. And so next Thursday, we have a wine tasting where we're going to be tasting a grape called Syrah. But this particular wine that I selected is really good accompaniment for the Yassa Poulet. So it's a white wine from the Alsace region of France. And it's got a fantastic aroma. I don't know if you all have it, but it's got a great aroma. It's really amazing in terms of thinking about this cold place where it comes from. And you get this smell of lychees and pineapple, which is unbelievable because that's a tropical fruit, right? But at the same time, it goes really well with this food that chef is cooking for us today and all of you are cooking. If anybody has any questions, please put it in the chat box and Gia might let me know if there's any questions about this wine. Thanks, chef. You're doing a great job.
Awesome. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm back. Take a deep breath. I know I was going a little too fast. I'm gonna slow it down. Everything is cooking now. So at this point, you should have your vegetables in the oven. It should be at your potatoes. So vegetables, your potatoes. It should be in the oven. Again, at 350 degrees. And your chicken should be also been in the oven already. With a little bit of water added on at 350 degrees, same oven. And you should have your caramelized onions keep going. And just close it, get a little bit of lid, and you close it. So right now, I close it with a little bit of lid. Reason why is I'm trying to create that moisture, so the bottom of it won't get stick because the onions, you know, that the little bit of when it starts sweating, when you close it, you know, there's no air going out, so it's the water's not evaporating. So right now, and then once in a while, give it a nice stir. If you got a spoon, you can stir it. For me, I'm gonna give it a nice 2-3 toast. Boom. And then the pan, it should have seasoned salt, pepper, a little bit of cayenne pepper, and the onions. Everyone, I'm just look at the box. If you up to par, wave high at me. If you up to par, wave it high. There you go. Okay, wave the top finger. So before I go to the next project, let's go, Rose. Come on. I'm only seeing like 5 fingers. Come on, who else? Come on, y'all. Those people are underneath the chat, not showing who they are. Give me the thumbs up. Come on. I'm waiting for you guys. Come on. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. Come on.
Someone wants to know, what are we doing with the peppers right now, chef?
The peppers, we're going to add it here. I'm just kind of waiting for other people to catch up.
Okay.
So you ready? Okay. Peppers. You can stay here. I'm good. So get your peppers.
So everyone
Get your peppers. You ready? And we're going to add it inside the pot. Fire it right now. And then get the flame a little bit up higher now. I had low down the flame. So get your peppers in. Give it a nice coat. And then close it. And then we're going to go in the oven and we're going to check our vegetables and chicken. So vegetables, it's okay. So the vegetables is cooking right now. So the best way to know the vegetables cooking is when you touch it, you know, it's still a little bit hard. Right now, if I was testing this like a medium, this is like kind of like a medium. It's not even cooked all the way through. It's a little bit hard. Some of them are cooked through, but you know, the sweet potatoes are gonna cook a little bit faster than the potatoes. But it's still a little bit hard. And we're gonna check our chicken as well. Everyone got the same chicken breast, right? So the chicken breast that we got is very small. And as you can see right now, the chicken, this is for me, is cooked. It's cooked already. And the way for me to know how to know the chicken, like when you hit it, it's not bouncing back at you. You know, you could tell that the chicken, you know, it's cooked all the way through. If you're not sure, get her a little bit of knife and fork, cut down the middle. Be very careful because if you cut it too much, you're gonna leave that juice from the chicken is gonna leave out. And then not to mention, we're gonna let her rest because anyway, the chicken is gonna go back to this pan. So we let a little bit of water in there so it won't dry out. A little bit of water, now it's the chicken flavor broth with some seasoning from the thyme, from the rosemary, from a little bit of Dijon mustard. It's like, I can smell it. So I'm gonna let it relax over there. I'm gonna open the onion.
I guess accidentally put their chicken
Real nice. I'm gonna get it real nice.
potatoes. Does it matter if the chicken is on top of the potatoes?
Huh? I'm sorry?
One of our guests put their chicken on top of the potatoes in the oven. Does it matter if it's on top of
Oh, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but the thing is, it does matter actually because the chicken and the vegetables don't cook at the same temperature.
Gotcha.
It don't. Yeah. So if I were you, if I was them, just take the chicken out, it's much easier, and put them in a different pan and let them outside to temp, because the chicken is gonna go back inside to onion sauce.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Cool. Yep. So now this is cooking. So don't leave this pot. Every 45 seconds to a minute, keep stirring the onions. You need to babysit. You know, you gotta keep babysitting. If not, it's gonna grill you. Close it. And your rice should have been done a long time ago. I hope everyone cooked their rice ahead of time. And here's mine. I'll share with you how my rice looks like. Whoa, you can see it. Let me slow it down, lower it down for them. This is a nice cooked rice. So Senegal, we love rice so much. Every dish that we eat back home has rice in it. Every dish. I love rice. I love rice. So now, keep stirring this.
Are you the only chef in your family?
Huh?
Are you the only chef in your family?
Not, because I grew up, my mom actually had a restaurant in Harlem before I was born. She was doing Senegalese food. But the restaurant closed before I was born too. So, but I grew up, like the house I grew up in Harlem, it was a place where most Senegalese people come there for dinner because my mom always cooked for a lot of people. So what we're gonna do is you see the water from the chicken, and you see the fatness from it. You can see the fat, the oil, the water, the marinade. We're gonna add that water inside our pot of onions. So, not the chicken, just the water. So, your liquid, add your liquid, your chicken liquid, just the liquid inside the pan, just the liquid. Just the liquid inside the pan. Not the chicken, just the liquid. Boom. Okay. Now we're gonna get that close. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna go and cut our lemon juice, our lemons in half to get that ready. You guys ready for the next project? You guys ready for the next project? You guys ready? Okay, you ready? Okay, who else? Come on, you guys ready? All right, okay. All right, let's go. To cut our lemons in half. Okay, so cut it in half, right down the middle. If you have a juicer, it'll be fine. If not, you'll also be fine. So out of the 5 lemons, I cut 4. That's a lot. But normally, really, you only need like 2. If you're only cooking for 2 people, you know. So, and the best way to do it when you're squeezing it, if you don't have a juicer, so juice it this way, all this juice will comes out, and the seeds will stay under your hand. So cut the lemon in half, put it under your palm, and just juice it. That way, all the juice will comes out. So look, for example, see how the juice is coming out? The seeds will never come out. So that's the best way to do it. Use your left hand to squeeze the lemon, and use your right hand to stop the seeds from going inside the pot. Because we're gonna need this juice for our chicken yassa sauce. And it all depends how much acid you like. And as I said earlier, recipe is a guideline. Recipe is not a, don't follow the recipe to the T. Don't follow the recipe to the T, because the person that makes the recipe is based on their palate. So you gotta choose what works for you. For me, I'm gonna add just maybe 2 lemons, like I said. If you're an acid person, you can add more lemon juice into it. If you're not an acid person, you can just do 1 lemon, or you could do half a lemon if you don't like acid, you know?
At some point, we talked about the Louisiana, Senegal.
Yeah, so I'll talk more about that when I'm finished.
Okay.
So,
Is there a substitution for the lemon? Like, what if they wanted any citrus, like maybe orange juice or grapefruit, or?
I mean, if future reference, if you're doing this dish in the lemon, if you want to use like a lemon, like lemon juice, or not orange juice won't work, but lemon juice will work, lime juice will work. But I prefer getting regular fresh lemons, so you have that very fresh citrus into it. Now, I got about a half of a cup worth of lemon juice. We're gonna add that to the pot real soon. What happens is when you're cooking, you never, ever, 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 ever add lemon juice at the beginning of your cooking or the middle of your cooking. What happens is if you add lemon juice at the beginning or the middle of your cooking, what happens is you're gonna cook off that acid. The whole purpose of adding lemon juice is to bring a flavor, because you want to add it towards the end to get that little bit of, you know, the lemon juice. Basically, what it does, it complements all the other dishes, all the other ingredients inside the pot. So now we're going to come to cutting our green onions. Like I said, so the green onions, most important thing here, the green onions is for a garnish. So you don't really need it. It's just for a garnish. So what you want to do is get your knife ready. Sharpen your knife, you know. This is Hell's Kitchen here. I'm just kidding. All right, so now you get your thing. Just, you know, I'm gonna sharpen my knife real quick. Make sure I get a real nice.
And while you sharpen real quick, Chef, Harsha, there's actually a question in the chat box for you. The guest wants to know what's the difference between, I'm about to say this very wrong, worts versus wrestling.
You said who?
It's a question for Harsha. It's
Uh,
a question for Harsha.
Okay.
Okay, so
So here, now
the Riesling and the Gewürztraminer both come from the same region in Alsace. So, and the Riesling is much drier. It's got a lot more acid to it, while the Gewürztraminer has a hint of sweetness. So the Gewürztraminer would actually be a better choice for this one, this dish, because of the onions that have been caramelized, and also because of the cayenne pepper that's being used. The Riesling is very dry, and it's got a lot of acid to it. So I don't think it would be a good match for this particular dish. But they both come from the same region. Riesling is a very popular grape, and from Alsace also. And they both grow over there, and they both grow in the United States too. But Riesling tends to be a little drier in terms of lack of sugar, versus the Gewürztraminer that's has a little bit of residual sugar in the wine. And that's why I picked this particular Gewürz to go with the dish. Thank you, Gioia.
Thank you. And Chef, you said we were chopping green onions now. How should we be chopping the green onions? Oh, chef is stirring the pot. Okay, I'll play as sous chef while chef is stirring the pot. So I believe everyone should have the peppers and a little bit of juice from their chicken in their pot where he is stirring with their onions. And he moved on to cutting and juicing his lemons with no seeds. He recommends that you can use lemon or lime juice and do not add the lemon juice straight to the pot right away. Kind of add it towards the end so you can get the flavor and don't cook out the acidity of it. And now he is chopping green onions, and we're just giving him a second to get back to his cutting board.
We are going to cut the green onion. Come on, let's go. Too much party. Here we go. Now, same thing like I was saying earlier. Tuck in your fingers. So like, see my fingers here? Tuck them in, and then you get the knife. So you go down, so you will never cut yourself.
Can you review again what's on the table?
So now, again, for the green onions, you just have the vegetables. Only the vegetables in the oven. And your vegetables is cooked. Take them out. If it's not cooked, put them there a little bit longer. The chicken should be out the oven, and then the onion sauce should be going on real low. And add a little bit of water. If you started seeing dehydration, just add a little bit of water. That's completely fine. Now we're gonna cut the green onions. So what we're gonna do is.
I'm sorry, chef. To your onion mixture, you saying just a little bit of water, not the lemon juice yet?
Yeah, just a little bit of water.
Not the lemon.
Not the lemon juice. Just the water. So now we're gonna do is the green onions. We're gonna chop those real fine. If your knife skills is not all right, it's okay. Just cut them. Just cut them small cuts. You know. Here's my little lemon. Here's my green onions. Now I cut them. It's really beautiful, nice and even. And then we're gonna put them inside. It's gonna be for a garnish. How are we doing on time?
Great.
What time is it?
We have
20 minutes? 30?
15.
15? Okay, cool. Perfect. Cool. Now we're good on time. All right.
20. Yeah, 15.
That's perfect. Now, all you should have left that you're going to be needing for the rest of the cooking is your dry herbs that you have earlier left over. If not, it's fine. A little bit of green onions and your lemon juice and your cut lemons. We're going to use these three for garnish the dish. Now, let's go in the oven, check the chicken. My vegetables still going. My veggies is cooked. They got like about another 5 minutes. See yours, what do you think? You know? And then don't be afraid to try one. And very hot, but it's good. Okay, now. You should have a little bit of oil here. I mean, a little bit of water here. Now I'm gonna add oil, the same oil we used earlier, the canola oil. Add inside to the pot. Oil should be in. I'll say about 2 tablespoons of oil, and then we're gonna add our Dijon mustard inside it. I'll say about 2 tablespoons of oil, 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. About 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. So now I'm gonna give it a nice toast. Toast it around.
Did you lower the heat at all?
Yeah, I lower the heat. The heat is very low actually. Lower the heat. The heat is very low. Look at it. It's looking like a coffee, you know? It looks like a nice hot chocolate. Beautiful. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take this whole quick and then see what it needs.
Can you repeat again what's in there?
So I just add a little bit of oil, about 2 tablespoons of oil, and about 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. And those that didn't get Dijon mustard, I got whatever mustard is fine, but Dijon is preferably what I like to use. I'm tasting it. I taste the acid is pretty good from the Dijon mustard. The sweetness is good, but it needs a little bit more kick and touch a bit more pepper. So I suggest you guys to try yours. If you want yours to be spicy, add more spicy. If you want yours to be more acidic, add a little bit of Dijon mustard. And then for me, I think it needs a little bit touch of more salt to kind of balance it out in the dish. So we are going to add salt in here. Salt. A little bit more. It might need a little bit more salt. And then it's very important to taste your food as you go, you know? Taste your food. Taste, and taste. So at this point, we are done here. What we're gonna do is, you see our chicken. So get your chicken ready. You're gonna add your chicken inside to the sauce pot. Chicken inside the sauce pot.
To the onions.
To the onions. Chicken into the onions. Boom. Chicken into the onions. Let it cook for the rest of the way. Good to go. Until good time, sir.
And Chef, just for clarity, the Dijon mustard is kind of like the highlight, so it makes sense to add it to the onions and also to the potatoes.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Dijon mustard is what makes the dish spot on. It's all about the Dijon, you know. So now we get our vegetables. Our vegetables is ready. We're also gonna add the vegetables inside the pot as well.
Pause for a second.
Pause real quick. I don't have the vegetables. I'll just plate it up. So
You want to ask people how
yeah. Okay.
potatoes are?
So where you guys at? Let me see your vegetables. Let me see the chat box. How you guys feeling? Good? Everyone up to par? Oh, you don't know? What you need help with? How everyone's feeling? How everyone's feeling? I'm not seeing a lot of thumbs up.
Are the peppers in the pot with the onions?
Yep, the peppers in the pot with onions. Whoa, look at that person. Whoa. Wow, look at you, Steven. Wow, I might have to come over there. Teach me a little something.
We didn't
Look
put
at
the peppers in until just now.
Oh, it's fine. The peppers are just mostly, it's fine if the pepper is not crazy cooked. That's completely fine. So it should be.
And then, Chef, we haven't added the
At this
remaining.
point,
It
look,
looks like that. Can you
at
see
this
it?
point, you should have your sauce ready to rock. And your sauce kind of look like a little bit broken. Your chicken's inside the sauce. And I'm ready to serve. And the lemon is not in here yet.
We haven't added the herbs or the lemon juice yet,
Not
correct?
yet, not yet. I'm gonna add it in the next. I'm just gonna wait for anybody thumbs up. How everyone's feeling? How everyone's feeling? I'm not seeing thumbs up yet. Thumbs up. Okay, good. Who else? Okay. Okay, I see 4 thumbs up. Thumbs up. Okay. Question. Listen, what's the question? The potatoes. Don't add the potatoes yet. We're gonna plate them all together. Don't add the potatoes yet. All right, cool. Now we're gonna move into all these mise en place into the plate where I am going to plate this dish. Everyone's ready to plate yet? So grab a nice dinner plate. Grab a hot towel so you can put it on your underneath your pan so you don't burn yourself. And then have your lemon juice and your herb ready to plate up. You guys feeling good? 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 Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Now.
Are we adding our veggies, our potatoes now?
So he's gonna plate the potatoes with everything. So don't add them into your onion pepper mixture.
Are you guys ready? You guys are ready? I'm gonna go grab me a plate. Okay.
Looks delicious. I wish I was eating this.
Here you go. Good to go? You guys ready? 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 All right. Now, first thing we're gonna do is the lemon juice. We're gonna add the lemon juice inside of the pan. So just a little bit of lemon juice.
What is that?
So, like I said earlier, the acid you add it towards the end to bring all those flavor, the chicken, the onion, the cayenne pepper, a little bit of fresh peppers, kind of bring it out. Give it a nice toast inside the pan, nice toast. And then, let's taste it and see what it needs, if it needs more acid or not. I think mine's perfect. I don't know about y'all. Mine is magnifique. How you guys feeling? How you guys feeling? How you guys feeling? Okay, cool. So now we are gonna get our perfect, beautiful rice. We're gonna add it right in the center of the plate.
That is good rice, chef.
Yeah? I love me some rice. Oh man, I love rice. If I was stuck in an island, give me rice. That's it. I'll survive. And then now I'm gonna add our nice, beautiful onions on top.
Just the onions?
Just the onions on top. And some of that sauce, you can just stir it around. Right? And then get your chicken. You should cut your chicken, make sure it's cooked. I know mine is cooked. I don't know about y'all. Okay, cool. Now, add your chicken on top. Chicken on top. Right? And then our vegetables, we're going to put it around. We'll put our vegetables around. Okay. And then after vegetables, then we're gonna add our fresh lemon on the side. People that want more lemon juice. Our fresh herbs that we had earlier, which is the thyme and the thing. Sprinkle around the plate. Right? And the green onions. Voila. This is, whoa. Whoa. Oh my God. Oh my, look at that. This is the final dish.
Beautiful.
Look at that. How you guys are feeling? Let me see the chop back. Let me see how you guys are feeling, man. Let me see your presentation. Let me see the presentation. Let me see the presentation. Is it really possible to unmute people? I want everybody to unmute people. I want to see what people are, how they feeling. What's their mood? Unmute yourself. Let me see what you got. Let me see what you got. Come on, unmute yourself.
We're feeling great. We're just not as we're not ready to yet. So we're feeling good.
Not ready to play? Okay, okay.
Feeling
Okay, that looks good. This looks good. Okay. I see some people a little bit ahead than other people. It's fine. It's okay.
Chef, c'est Étienne ici, votre ami. Ma femme mange le poulet Yassa.
Ah ouais, ah ouais, ah ouais.
Elle aime beaucoup.
Merci, hein. Yassa Poulet. Oh, he has fish. Oh, he has. Oh, Judge got the fish. Okay, how was yours looking, Judge? You's muted. You have to unmute yourself. There you go.
I'm about to taste right now.
Uh-oh. Ooh.
All right, wait for it.
Boy, that's, oh, man.
I'm done with y'all.
Okay. That's what's up. Who else is next?
Yeah.
How was it?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, you gotta give that New Orleans yeah. Oh, that two-step, man. I gotta hit that. You gotta hit that two-step, man.
Oh yeah. I tell you.
That's awesome. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah, you got skills, chef.
If you guys didn't see our presentation, yeah, this is something to die for.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that. Oh my God. I blame my mama. She taught me how to cook. That's her fault.
Also, if you all have pictures, take pictures and tag them onto the Instagram.
Oh,
Okay.
well, I should have done that before I started eating.
I'm very good at taking pictures.
We understand it's good, Judge Calvin. We understand.
Guys, I was hungry. I've been in Zooming all day, so I'm hungry.
Man, I'm glad to hear that. Okay. Yeah. So now I am currently doing a sit-down pop-up on Saturdays at a nice, beautiful private home, and I also have a lot of pop-up going on around the city. I'm doing one with Turkey and Wolf coming next week, followed by Melissa from Mosquito Sipper Club, followed by Nina Compton, followed by Palm and Pine, and I'm doing all these pop-up on top of my edition of pop-up, and I also do private dinner in between. If someone want to do a little private nice dinner, holla at me. But follow us at Dakar-nola, which is spelled D-A-K-A-R, and NOLA, Dakar-nola. You can find us on Instagram and our website, which is Dakar-nola. You can find us, and when you go to our website, all the information you need as far as Facebook, whatever, all that stuff, you can follow us in there. And then you get to see, on Instagram, you get to see what we got going on, what's happening, what's coming up next, and etc. You know, but honestly, thank you every single one of you that decided to be here tonight. You could have been elsewhere, but you decided to be at home and helping a good cause. That's why I'm here. That's why you guys are here. And I feel like at this point, given time right now, with what's going on in the world, this is the most important thing: giving back and helping one another. And this is a good way to do it. Stay positive, and then enjoy this food. And again, merci beaucoup. Thank you so much.
Merci.
See you guys around. If you're around, say hi. If you see me somewhere, if you're on Instagram, say, hey, chef, you remember me in your class? I'll be like, yeah, I remember you. I don't know, maybe. Okay. But anyway, thank y'all so much. Truly appreciate it. Au revoir. Ciao.
Merci. Thank you, Chef Serigne, for being here, and also thank you for this beautiful dish. I have to go home and try this with my family.
Wow. So you over here, everyone is cooking, you're not cooking? That's not fair.
My Zoom went out for a second, and I'm trying to get back. I just wanted to show you. It is so good. While I couldn't get back on, it is so delicious. Thank you.
The sauce is delicious, isn't it?
Merveilleux.
The sauce is delicious.
I'm so glad to get that.
We're so, and I think I missed it because I was trying to get back on. We can order on Saturdays. Is that it?
Yes, I'm actually Saturdays. I'm not doing the weekend orders anymore for now. I'm only going to be doing sit-down dinners at a really beautiful home, and very intimate, about 12 to 14 people. Because now we're trying to practice our dinner service. We did lunch with curbside at SoFab, and that was a great turnout. People loved it. And now we're going to focus on our next project, which is focus on dinner, and that's why we're doing the sit-down. But if you follow the Dakar-nola in our website, you get to see what's going on, what we're up to, and how to buy tickets, and etc. Yeah.
This was wonderful. Thank you.
Awesome. Anyone have any questions? Feel free to ask. If things all over.
I have a question.
Don't be nervous.
I have a question for Michelle, Matthew. Michelle, what else can we do to support Liberty's Kitchen? Is Michelle there?
Yeah, sure. Hi.
Yeah, hi. So Kitty wants to know how we can support.
Yeah, sure. So we have these monthly guest chef night dinners. Our cafe just reopened in the past couple of months, and so we're open for limited dine-in. I mean, with all the COVID safety precautions.
Yeah.
Also for takeout as well.
You do takeout. Okay, good.
Yes. Yes.
Good.
So we have breakfast and lunch.
What about sponsorships or donations or whatever?
Donations are at libertieskitchen.org/donate.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. I think you'll hear a word from Dennis Bagneris. He's going to close us out.
Hi, thank you, everybody. I'm Dennis Bagneris. I'm the CEO of Liberty's Kitchen. Once again, an incredible night. A lot of fun. Chef really brought the energy to tonight's dish. And that's what I really love about this opportunity, is that people get to be in the kitchen with the chef without actually being in the kitchen. But really great dish. I want to thank you personally for being here tonight, Chef Serigne Mbaye. And I also want to give special thanks to Chacko of Bonne Cuve wines for the pairing and a little bit of the history lesson. I feel like I learned a little bit more about wines as well this evening as part of tonight's dish. And as Michelle mentioned, for those of you who enjoyed this evening, this is not a one-off. We do them regularly when we can, at least once a month. If anybody's like to know when they happen or when they take place, you can always go to the website. Michelle also mentioned we are available for dine-in, breakfast and lunch, and our catering is currently available again. So we are doing what we can in the midst of the current pandemic. But as Chef also mentioned, what we do is so much more than just serve food. You know, we do what we can. Tonight we had an incredible guest host in Gioia, one of our graduates. But that's what this work is really about. That's what these events are really about. It's really about us being able to position ourselves to continue to advocate for young people and our youth in the city of New Orleans. And that's not done in a vacuum. It's done with everybody who's been on this call this evening and everybody who's been able to help us out. So great meals, great fun with Chef this evening. We're going to close out. I think we're listening to another song from T-Ray. So everybody, with that, please enjoy your dinner. Please check the website so you can find out how to be part of more of our events or to just donate to the organization so we continue with our events. Thank you very much for being this evening and have a great night.
the Violinist.